Appendix: Democratizing Human-Centric AI in Africa. As a stepping stone to help democratize human-centric AI in Africa, I'm highlighting here a project by the Machine Intelligence Institute of Africa, MIA, that aims to get not only an accurate dynamic picture about the spread and democratization of human-centric AI in Africa via comprehensive data collection and quality research, but also helping to drive the adoption of AI across the African continent by engaging in multi-stakeholder, multidisciplinary research in collaboration with a partner network of excellence. But before I share more details about the project for which MIA is also requesting sponsorship, let us briefly consider Africa's tremendous potential to flourish and have better quality of life for everyone on the continent, as well as the many stumbling blocks that need to be overcome. Taking the proposed MTP for humanity and its corresponding goals and implementation seriously would be a key step in the right direction. Another bold step forward would be to implement Sapiens Africa-wide to become Africa's decentralized, human-centric, user-controlled, AI-driven super platform to empower individuals, companies, communities, and city-states across the continent. We know that Africa is currently the continent with the fastest growing population, going from 1.3 billion people to an estimated 2.5 billion people over the next 3 decades, and current youth population of 226 million people between ages of 15 and 24. As I've mentioned in Chapter 10, the 8th MTP goal is about the need to have a balance in how we grow our populations while still maximizing quality of life. If we want to give ourselves the best chance to accelerate the diffusion of quality of life to every African citizen within reasonable time frames, we also urgently need to address the problem of excessive population growth on this continent, along with SDGs and other MTP goals outlined. In a 2020 World Economic Forum article by Colin Coleman from Goldman Sachs, it was indicated that if Africa continues and accelerates its structural policy reforms, the region will be worth $5.6 trillion within 5 years, according to McKinsey estimates, and potentially mimic China's rapid rise over the last 50 years. They also predict that Africa will continue its very strong urbanization path, with on average having 24 million more people living in cities each year between 2015 and 2045. Africa's current economic underperformance, which is a source of global instability and extremism, is demonstrated through the statistics of contributing only 3% to the global GDP, with a population that is approximately 17% of the global population. Africa has an opportunity to turn this around and instead become a significant source of growth. Africa's growth initiatives Foresight Africa Top Priorities for the Continent 2020 to 2030 report spotlights the successes of previous years as well as strategies to take on impediments successfully to prosper by 2030. Although some progress were made with respect to SDGs, some of the problems highlighted include not having a robust, global and localized governance structure, state vulnerability and large financing gaps, persisting poverty and hunger, which is worsened by climate change and COVID-19, and significant shortcomings with respect to healthcare, education, infrastructure, and service delivery. Some of the lessons from Rwanda in making progress towards the SDGs include national ownership and domestication of the SDGs, increasing implementation capacity, resource mobilization and ease of doing business, human capital development and job creation, implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement, and strengthening analytics capacity and monitoring of SDG indicators. The report also emphasizes the importance of good and inclusive governance, justice, respect for human rights, and democracy. Cabinet Secretary of Kenya, Joe Musheru, has joined the list of global government officials and task forces to fight corruption, provide improved public services to citizens, and enhance citizens' social and economic opportunities. An example of the smart technology deployment that can help with this includes distributed ledger technologies, such as blockchain, to store data in a way that cannot be changed or hidden to keep people, governments, and organizations honest, ethical, and accountable. Using distributed ledger technologies to store and manage data is like a silent yet powerful promise to value honesty, transparency, and accountability. Building our AI systems on distributed ledger technologies is an extra way to ensure data integrity and reliability, holding AI for good in high regard. Some of the proposed strategies to address the challenges facing during the smart technology era include fixing the labor skills mismatch, developing physical and digital infrastructure, and enhancing agile governance for secure and effective management of the fourth industrial revolution and integration into global value chains. Cyril Ramaphosa, President of the Republic of South Africa, has also shared focus areas for the country's national strategy to harness the fourth industrial revolution, which includes responding with agility and purpose to take advantage of the opportunities technological change presents, to enhance South Africa's global competitiveness in high growth potential sectors such as agriculture, information and communications technologies, electronics, mining, and manufacturing, and preparing citizens as well as protecting them from unfavorable consequences of technology change. As mentioned in Chapter 8, South Africa has published a report of the Presidential Commission on the Fourth Industrial Revolution in August 2020 that makes specific recommendations with respect to investing in human capital, building Fourth Industrial Revolution infrastructure, establishing an AI institute, platforms and applications of the Fourth Industrial Revolution technologies, creating a platform for advanced manufacturing and new materials, securing and availing data to enable innovation, incentivizing future industries, establishing a Fourth Industrial Revolution Strategy Implementation Coordination Council, and review and amending policy and legislation. As the new African Union Chairman, President Cyril Ramaphosa has also requested that Africa establish an Africa Artificial Intelligence Forum. General Electric and the African Leadership University has also, for example, launched another cohort of the Africa Industrial Internet Program through a $500,000 scholarship funding, which is aimed at equipping young Africans with skills that will enable them to take part in the Fourth Industrial Revolution. Democratizing Human-Centric AI in Africa project. The project aims to get an accurate perspective and insights about democratization and diffusion of human-centric AI in Africa via comprehensive data collection and quality research, whilst helping to drive the adoption of AI on the African continent by engaging in multi-stakeholder, multidisciplinary research in collaboration with a partner network of excellence. As this project is in line with the vision, mission, and objectives of the Machine Intelligence Institute of Africa, this non-profit organization will be acting as a vehicle in collaboration with partners to implement innovative and creative ways of instrumenting the Africa AI ecosystem so that data can be collected for research, real-time visualization and insights, and actions to help transform Africa through smarter diffusion of human-centric AI. Provide guidance to help shape a better and more equitable future for Africans, and also become a more meaningful contributor on the global stage with respect to the Fourth Industrial Revolution or smart technology era. The research on the democratization and diffusion of AI in Africa will consist of the interpretation, analysis, reporting, and dynamic visualization of the data collected, as well as developing hypotheses and models, integration and verification of theories, incorporation of complementary interdisciplinary research efforts as applied to African data, presentation of results and insights in digital systems, and the communication of research outputs via papers and presentations at conferences. The main purpose of the study is to analyze the state of AI and data science in Africa and provide an analysis of constraints to adoption and diffusion, building on the business value of AI-based transformation projects. This research project will develop a framework and the systems required for instrumenting the AI ecosystem in Africa, linking key SDG themes and MTP for Humanity goals with key dimensions of AI diffusion and providing an accurate perspective and insights about diffusion of human-centric AI in Africa within the following buckets. 1. Analysis of Africa, African regions, country-level analysis, and SDGs and MTP goals most relevant to Africa. AI diffusion, job creation, polarization, and economic growth. 2. Analysis of African entrepreneurship, investment, academia, non-profit organizations, AI diffusion and entrepreneurship, role of higher education and industry, and SMEs. 3. Analysis of African public sector, governments, academia, non-profit organizations, SDGs, and MTP goals. AI diffusion, security and conflict issues, public procurement, governance, and public good. And 4. analysis of African businesses across multiple industries, individual micro-decisions on implementation and adaptation of AI by companies and end users, and measuring. The methodology includes manual mapping bottom-up by using our researcher network and partner data sources, websites, LinkedIn posts, physical field visits, and engagements with communities in each country and region. Key elements of this work include 1. Instrumenting the AI ecosystem in Africa through methodologies of innovative multi-layered data collection, wikis, surveys, training, certification, and capacity building effort. And 2. Research and innovation effort, collaboration, and co-creation through understanding the process of AI diffusion, obtaining empirical data, deriving policy implications, and modeling the AI innovation productivity link. This study will draw from a pool of submissions by ecosystem members. The aim is to understand the influence of AI across industry sectors and academia, for example, universities, colleges, research institutions, and schools. Business, for example, corporates, SMEs, and startups. Public sector, for example, national and local governments and policymakers. Non-profit organizations, for example, NGOs, NPOs, communities such as MIA, Data Science Nigeria, ACE Kenya, Kenya AI, Zindi, MLDS Africa, Deep Learning Indaba, AIMS, groups at universities, meetup groups, CIRRUS, etc. Investors, for example, venture capital and private equity, and multi-stakeholder partnerships. It is important to understand how AI drives business value on several dimensions of performance and productivity at the organizational and process levels. The research process, responding to the research question, discussions, making interpretations and comparisons, and formulating recommendations, will be based on a review of relevant case studies from industry practitioners in the African ecosystem. The expected results are a clear and holistic view of the AI ecosystem in Africa, detailing all the independent elements within the African AI ecosystem, providing multi-layer instrumentation of the AI ecosystem in Africa, an immersion in consortium-wide research, enrichment of both historical and nascent research effort, implementation of research across multiple SDG themes and MTP goals relevant to the African Development Agenda. The outcomes include doing further research and analysis within the broad spectrum of AI resources in Africa, enriching and substantiating all African relevant research being carried out by consortium members and consolidated efforts, and positioning MIA as the key entity responsible for the implementation of research being carried out by the consortium members. AI covers a wide range of technologies, including machine translation, chatbots, and self-learning algorithms, all of which can allow individuals to better understand their environment and act accordingly. The result desired in the context of this work is to stimulate all the recipes that will aid the creation of a vibrant AI ecosystem with the stakeholders that form the basis of building AI success. The intention is to draw from multiple research perspectives across regions in both the developed and the developing world, drawing on elements of AI diffusion as follows: the role of higher education and policy to integration of AI education across disciplines, economic growth, job creation, ethics, legal and other social considerations, entrepreneurship and small business adoption, security and conflict, and government, AI and public good. The key elements of the approach include the following. 1. Collaborating deeper and wider and applying key existing findings to address issues like security, job creation, and employment. 2. Collaborating with think tank organizations in areas relevant to the SDGs and MTP goals, understanding the link between data science, AI, machine learning, and domains such as life science, computer science, engineering, humanities, and economics. 3. Understanding the effects of individual micro-decisions on implementation and adoption of AI by companies and other end users. And 4. The technology innovation and entrepreneurship domain is also an interesting domain for further research and exploration in the context of this work. The project plan makes provision for an instrumentation track to collect the data for research purposes and a research track to analyze, interpret, report, publish, and communicate the outcomes and insights. The email address for funding, support, and inquiries is info@miaafrica.org. Background on the Machine Intelligence Institute of Africa, MIA. Website, miaafrica.org. The Machine Intelligence Institute of Africa, MIA, is an African non-profit organization founded by Dr. Jacques Ludic in 2016. MIA aims to transform and help build an AI-powered Africa through a strong, innovative and collaborative machine intelligence, AI and data science community, consisting of individuals and key players in the African artificial intelligence ecosystem. MIA's growing network consists of stakeholders in the African AI ecosystem, including thousands of members, as well as key decision makers in NGOs, NPOs, academia, businesses, and the public sector. MIA's vision is to develop a collaborative, impactful African AI ecosystem in collaboration with a global partner network of excellence that helps to transform Africa and shape a better future for all in the smart technology era by growing and connecting an innovative and collaborative community of machine intelligence, smart technology, and data science enthusiasts, practitioners, entrepreneurs, and experts across Africa. Certifying and accrediting of AI-related learning, courses, practical experience, and skills on an individual level. Validating and advising on ethical, robust, and trustworthy AI implementations at organizations and businesses. Establishing smart technology centers of excellence across Africa to deliver smart technology entrepreneurs that help to transform the African business landscape. Delivering impactful and transformative sustainable development projects across Africa. Producing significant research and application contributions to improve the state of the art in smart technologies such as artificial intelligence, and mapping and monitoring the growth and impact of the African AI ecosystem. MIA's mission is to build a strong and innovative smart technology community to help transform Africa by networking together the critical mass of resources, establish smart technology centers of excellence, promote and sponsor learning activities, and strengthen scientific and technological excellence, thought leadership, mentoring, and collaboration on the continent. To accelerate and deliver breakthrough smart technology-related research and practical applications to solve African problems, support entrepreneurial activity, and help drive long-term inclusive and sustainable scientific, technological, and socio-economic development on the continent. To map and monitor the growth and impact of the African AI ecosystem, and to partner with governments, business, startup incubators, NGOs, non-profit organizations, universities, and research organizations to support and help mold the future of machine intelligence and data science research and applications in Africa.